Guys, crypto scored another major victory today as two important bills finally got passed out of congressional committee. That means they're not law yet, but they're out of committee so they can go on the floor to actually vote and be amended. Now, one of them is probably going to be heavily amended. The other one is actually bipartisan, so it actually stands a good chance of passing. We've been talking about this stuff for ages and ages, but there's finally some movement on this bill. Gary Gensler's got to be shaking in his boots because he won't be able to go around and sue everyone like he has. I mean, he already has kind of like a stoppage for that because he lost the Ripple lawsuit, but this one could stop him dead in his tracks. What are these two bills? Well, let's take a look, folks. They are actually called the Technology for the 21st Century Act, and that passed in a 35 to 15 vote. And that would establish rules for crypto firms on when to register with either the CFTC or the SEC. The SEC has failed to actually provide good guidelines on how and when you should actually register with them. And this would actually force them to actually make rules. The same thing for the CFTC, and it will actually tell which ones are securities and which ones are commodities. But it's not just that. That one's the Republican bill, and that outlines a process for firms to certify with the SEC that their projects are adequately decentralized, allowing them to register digital assets as digital commodities. So this would make sure that if your projects are adequately decentralized, they are commodities rather than securities. Maybe for XRP, Cardano, etc., they can actually be commodities. They're not currencies, but commodities are much better than securities. The Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, which is bipartisan, which means it probably has a much bigger chance of passing, and it's sponsored by Republican Congressman Tom Emmer and Democratic Congressman Darren Soto. It aims to set out guidelines for removing hurdles and requirements of blockchain developers and service providers such as miners, multi-signature service providers, and decentralized finance platforms. So this one will actually be DeFi. It'll establish rules, and it will actually help innovation in this category. So that is the Blockchain Regulatory Act. And this is a huge win for the United States because then they won't be so much anti-DeFi. It'll be regulated, and maybe it'll be a little tamer, but you'll still be able to get those really, really large rewards, and you won't be afraid of the government trying to shut your protocol down. I think this is huge. This points a way forward for the U.S. industry. I really do hope they can hurry up and pass it into law. I know there's going to be people like Bill Sherman and Elizabeth Warren that are really going to be against it, but I do actually think there's going to be enough support for it to pass, and I do think Joe Biden will sign it if it actually passes. I think the bipartisan bill has a better chance of passing, but I think both bills, after amendments, can actually pass. Just the fact that they're trying to establish crypto clarity means way, way better than any other measure they've done before, and it finally means that we might have clarity and we might actually get solid innovation and advancement in the crypto industry. So massive win yet again. July has been a great month for crypto news. Not so much for crypto prices, but great for crypto news, which bodes well for the future, setting us up for a mystic bull run, massive bull run next year. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.